8-Bit Dylan. Time for the intro to my videos. Just make weird noises with your mouth. Previously on Drag Queen Survivor. After surviving their first week in the merge, the queens were shocked to hear a new twist enter the game where 2 queens would win immunity. In the first immunity challenge, the queens had to open up holiday crackers and hope for a winning prize inside. Alaska managed to beat out Katya and secure safety for herself. The stakes were raised for the second immunity challenge where Nina Bonina Brown was able to grab the most expensive gift from the pile of presents and win herself the second immunity for the week. Entering Tribal Council, tensions were high as the temporary alliance between Katya, Deer, Jasmine Masters, and Alyssa Edwards crumbled, with infighting quickly happening between the 4 of them. It was Jasmine and Alyssa Edwards at risk to leave, but with a smart play of her hidden immunity idol, Jasmine was able to save herself and Alyssa Edwards was sent packing out of the game. Now only 8 queens remain as we enter a double elimination week. Who will be sent home? Find out today on Drag Queen Survivor. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Drag Queen Survivor. Hopefully my microphone sounds a lot better. I moved it a little bit closer to my face because why the heck not? And in this episode we got our queens all fresh and woken up so early in the morning because this week is the double elimination week. These queens are going to be fighting tooth and nail for the next 2 days, in-game Sims days, because 2 of them will be leaving, one in the Monday episode and one in the Friday episode. So since today's the Monday episode, one of these queens will be leaving today and we will be doing a tribal council in this episode. But it is springtime. Yes, work. We've got flowers and bees and trees. Oh, the bees are back, honey. The Drag Race fandom is in full swing. So with it being springtime, we are going to be doing some spring-inspired challenges. Again, this episode might be a little shorter because it's a double elimination week and I have to fit so much in one day. Normally, I would have 2 days, in-game Sims days, to do everything. Also, why? Okay, are these like stuck? Okay, no, they're gonna have conversations. Okay, we're good. But normally I would have 2 in-game Sims days to do everything, but because it is a double elimination week, I'm on a time crunch, so we gonna get stuff done. So these queens got a little bit of time to have conversations with each other and apparently get stuck in, you know, fences, because why not? Oh, you know what? Hold up. I just realized, why do I still have Christmas decorations everywhere? It ain't winter no mo. Okay, I think I got rid of all of the Christmas decorations, I think. But now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this little empty space right here. I gotta figure out something to put in its place. I'll think about it probably in the next episode though, because for now I gotta let these queens have the little conversations with each other and try to save themselves. Nothing like putting hot dogs on the floor, am I right, sisters? So I was just as shocked as most of you were that Alyssa Edwards was eliminated in the last episode. I thought she was flying well in the competition. I thought that she was for sure going to make it into the final 6, but you never know in this game, you know? These queens, Jasmine Masters pulled out that hidden immunity idol and it flipped the game on its head. There would have been a tie vote between, I believe, Jasmine Masters and Alyssa Edwards, and because Jasmine Masters used that hidden immunity idol, you know, Alyssa went home. And now it's crazy to think that we're down to the final 8. This game started with 16 drag queens. We're down to half the cast. We're going down to a final 3. And by the end of this week, we'll be down to a final 6. The end goal is in sight for these queens, and I hope they're ready. Who are your top 3? Who do you think the final 3 in this game will be? Let me know in the comments down below. And I could delete little Edie here, but I'm gonna keep her around for as long as I can until she melts, because that's more, you know, dramatic. So again, I know that I forgot to put the votes in the last episode. So if you did not see who voted for who, you guys can see that in the comment section of the last video. I stupidly forgot to incorporate it into the episode. That was my fault, 110%. I just forgot to edit it in. So yeah, I apologize. But we did reveal some very juicy betrayals. So basically that entire alliance that worked together in the last week, not last week, but the week before that, where we had like Alyssa Edwards, Katya, Deer, and Jasmine Masters all work together to get Raja out, they all turned on each other. Katya turned on Alyssa Edwards and did not inform Deer of what their plans were, because Katya and Deer have been working together pretty close. So Katya went rogue and did her own thing, worked to get Alyssa Edwards out of this house, or out of this game, and then Jasmine Masters also turned on Katya, and Jasmine Masters tried to get Katya out of this game. So there's going to be some heated tension between Jasmine Masters and Katya. I don't know what's going to happen. Katya's going to have to make some moves, because she basically sold her old alliance members out. So in these next 2 votes, I would not be shocked if you see Katya's name come up, and Katya's going to have to do some wonder work here. She's going to pull some strings, make some alliances, and make some relationships, and maybe even win an immunity if she wants to keep herself safe. But you never know, because a lot of these queens are actually super close in terms of relationship scores. So literally week by week, their votes are changing for who is the lowest in their relationship scores, because it's literally by like 1 point each. So these tiny little conversations add up, and they really do impact who is voting for who. Also, Aja's been doing a really good job about keeping herself safe, despite Raja not being in the game anymore. I think now that the threat of the duo vote... Oh, okay. Okay, Flea Market, thanks for letting me know. Yep, that was very nice of you. So now that Aja doesn't have that looming target on her back because of Raja, I think Aja's been doing really well about making sure that she is not on the bottom of the totem pole in anyone's alliances. Now, we did see Deer vote for Aja last week, but will that happen again this week? We'll have to see. But I'm only going to give these queens a little bit more time to have conversations with one another, because again, this is a double elimination week, and so I need to be able to have an immunity challenge as well as a tribal council all in this one sim day. So they only get a little bit longer to talk. So one thing that I have been noticing is Aja's just sitting on this bench and people are coming to her and talking to her. So get it, girl. Be the godfather. We had Katya come over here and talk to her, and then we had Monet Exchange come over and talk to her. Now she's going to sit here and have a conversation with RuPaul. Aja's making things work. Oh my god, Raven, no, I'm not going to the flea market with you. Go away. All right, time is up for these queens to have these conversations. It's time for us to get into our first of 2 immunity challenges for this week. And by the end of this episode, sadly, 1 queen will be going home. Hello everyone and welcome to the immunity challenge for this episode. We've got our 8 queens here and we are going to be doing a basketball inspired tournament bracket immunity challenge for this episode. How this is going to work is the queens will be going one-on-one against each other, and they will be trying to win a game, I think, of horse or baskets. I'm not sure what the Sims play, but they throw a ball at the basket. Some will call it basketball. The queens will be, like I said, going 1v1 against someone else, and they'll be working their way up a tournament bracket. So the first matchup will be Nina Bonina Brown versus Deer. Then we've got RuPaul versus Katya, Aja versus Jasmine Masters, and Monet Exchange versus Alaska. And then those 4 winners will then all compete against each other. And then whoever wins that single basketball game will then be the winner and will win immunity for this week. So let's see if these queens are good at playing with some balls in this basketball immunity challenge. It's time for our first round. Who's gonna win, Nina Bonina Brown or Deer? And with Nina Bonita Brown missing that shot, that does mean congratulations, dear. You have won this matchup against Nina. She has the Court Royalty Moodlet, which does mean she came out on top. And sadly, Nina, that does mean that you have been eliminated from this immunity challenge. Next up, we've got RuPaul versus Katya. All right, time for that second round. And it does appear that RuPaul has defeated Katya in a game of basketball. So that does mean congratulations, RuPaul. You have moved on to the final part of this basketball immunity challenge. And I'm so sorry, Katya, you have been eliminated from this immunity challenge. Next up is Aja and Jasmine Masters. It's time for round number 3. And with that abysmal performance from Aja, congratulations to Nina Bonita Brown. You have won this basketball challenge and you've got the Court Royalty Moodlet. So you'll be moving on to the final round of this immunity challenge. I'm so sorry, Aja, you've been eliminated from this immunity challenge competition. And not sadly, why did I say sadly? And lastly, we've got Monet Exchange versus Alaska for that final spot in this immunity challenge. It's time for the fourth and final round of the first round of this basketball immunity challenge. So after all of that, congratulations to Monet Exchange, who has the Court Royalty Moodlet, which does mean that she did win this basketball matchup. So you will be moving on to the final round of this immunity challenge. I'm so sorry to Alaska. You have been eliminated from this immunity challenge and you cannot possibly be safe for Tribal Council tonight. So we are going to get our winners, Dear, RuPaul, Jasmine Masters, and Monet Exchange to play one final round of basketball, and whoever wins that will be safe for tonight's vote. It's time for this final round. Who's going to come out on top and who will win immunity for this double elimination week? And after the final basketball game, the winner was Deer. Congratulations, Deer. You still have earned the Court Royalty moodlet, which does mean that you have won this basketball game. All of the other queens do not have the moodlet on them, which does mean, congratulations, Deer. You have earned safety in tonight's Tribal Council. You cannot get voted out. As for the rest of the queens, you are all at risk to potentially be the next person walking out of Drag Queen Survivor and will be the next member of the jury. So let's get these queens all dolled up and let's get them ready for the Tribal Council tonight. Welcome, queens, to the Tribal Council for this episode. This is the first Tribal Council of 2 for this week, so I hope you queens are ready. The 8 of you have fought hard to reach to this point in the game. We started with 16 and now we're down to 8, but before we can send another one of you home and we figure out what the votes are, we need to break down some of the relationships you guys have been forging since the beginning of this game. Last week, during the double immunity week, we had Alaska and Nina Bonina Brown win immunity, and I warned that I think it may have affected what the votes were in that previous week. Will that come into play today, though? We'll have to see now that Nina Bonina Brown and Alaska don't have immunity during this Tribal Council. And once again, congratulations to Deer for winning immunity this week. I think it's very well deserved, and I think it's something that you definitely needed because you have been kind of missing out on some of these connections with some of the queens. And I think this is going to be a key part for you to get someone out who might want you out of this game. So if Deer was smart, she'll hopefully campaign to get out someone who really wants her eliminated. And Deer's closest ally is Katya, but we're not fully sure if they are still working together or not. We'll have to see once those votes come out. As for Aja, now that Raja's out of the game, she's become kind of a free agent and has been working with whoever gives her basically the best pitch. So Aja's vote is very much up in the air. Now, as for Monet Exchange, Nina Bonina Brown, and Jasmine Masters, there's this weird hate triangle thing going on. I don't even know if it's a triangle, but let's just let it be known that Monet Exchange and Nina Bonina Brown hate each other. They do not like each other. I'm gonna say it right now, the relationship score is literally at 0 with each other. They don't like each other. They have kind of gone back and forth where they've gained a little bit of relationship with each other, but then they've quickly lost it. These Sims just aren't compatible with one another. And Jasmine Masters also kind of doesn't like Monet Exchange. So I would not be shocked if Monet gets a few votes tonight. And I think it's going to be up to Monet to try and rally some troops to get out Nina if that's what Monet wants to do. So anyway, it's time for us to get to these votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final and the person voted out will be asked to leave the Tribal Council area immediately and will become the next member of the jury. If any of you has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. And it appears that no hidden immunity idols have been played, so let's get to the votes. And the first vote is for Alaska. And the second vote is for Monet Exchange. And the third vote is for Nina Bonina Brown. And the fourth vote is for Katya. So far, that's 1 vote Alaska, 1 vote Monet Exchange, 1 vote Katya, 1 vote Nina Bonina Brown, and 4 more votes to be read. And the 5th vote is for Monet Exchange. And the 6th vote is for Katya. And the 7th vote is for Alaska. And the 8th and final vote is for... And the first queen eliminated during the double elimination week and the next member of the jury is... Alaska! I'm so sorry, Alaska, but the tribe has spoken. And with that, we must sadly say goodbye to the icon herself, Alaska. Again, you queens continue to surprise me. This was a power move by Katya to get someone out of this game who she deemed as a threat. She managed to work Aja to vote with her, and Deer was always willing to work with Katya. And it seems like this hate triangle between Monet Exchange, Jasmine Masters, and Nina Bonina Brown was just enough to allow Katya to make this type of move. So, how will that affect the Friday episode where another queen will be leaving? We'll have to wait and see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys continue to enjoy this series. I enjoy making it for you guys. And I will see you guys in that Friday episode where another queen will be sent packing and we'll be down to the final 6 of this game. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below who you think will be the final 3 in this game. And again, I'll see you guys on that Friday episode. And until then, stay awesome, stay beautiful, you lovely people. Bye-bye.